so the legend goes. I think I say that like either every time or every other time.
You do.
Hi everybody. Welcome. Welcome. We're very excited to have you tonight. If you're watching this at this exact second, either you got the bell notification and clicked on that so fast, or you are watching the replay. I do expect a few more on tonight. I'm very excited for this episode, and let's just get into it. The last thing that happened, it was about an hour-long episode, probably one of our shortest, but kids, if you watched it, babies, they're sleeping.
Shh, you're gonna jinx us.
I would knock on wood, but I might wake them. Anyway, we appreciate you very much for coming, and we're just gonna get right into it because we don't want.
Because babies.
Because babies. Babies! Alright, so last thing that happened, Odeon had been forgiven-ish and trusted-ish by you.
Mm-hmm.
You, however, walked off. Elara took off towards the cliff face and started setting up camp because it was growing close to nightfall, and the Prince Rothus was in no condition to travel. He'd just been struck by a Medusa's arrow, which was poison-tipped. One surviving knight or two, can't remember. I'm going to say...
It was one.
I'm going to say
at
one.
This point.
At this point. It's diminished.
I think there was more, but
Well,
last time it was
they're
one.
dead. The only one left is like a manservant that's helping him at the moment. Everything that's happened up to this point, at least in this area, has been very eye-opening. Inside the temple that's behind them, which is slowly decaying, it seems that the magics that were keeping that place beautiful and lush is starting to deteriorate with the body already. And now they're camping above the city. You can see it down below, far off, but not too far off. About 2-3 hours away from where they're at right now. So they've made camp. Odeon is over on the cliff face. Everyone's kind of getting ready to sleep before what comes tomorrow. But that is where we're at.
We were resting already. He was on watch.
Yep, okay.
And I had
then-
reconnected with the Azrael during my watch.
That's
Yes.
correct. I do
Yeah.
remember that. That was...
And then I'm taking
that was a
second
great-
watch
great
because
moment,
I only
yeah.
need 4 hours. And also I had that little...
And I gave you inspiration, didn't I?
What was that little thing? That
I believe so,
Yes.
yeah.
Because that was, like, really awesome.
that monster, what is it? That bonded to me.
The Grey Render, yes.
There's a little baby monster that...
Very
decided
important,
that I'm
yeah.
its
The Grey
mama.
Render had a
With
little
the
link.
Monsters.
Yeah, it had a little link to it. And so at this
I am
point,
the mother of dragons, so my kids sound like dragons most of the time.
this is true. And so,
Not like crying. It's like growling and like
They
it's
probably
like
used
actual.
babies to make part of the dragon sounds.
I think so.
They probably did. I think they used turtles too.
Chewbacca was bear sounds, like a hungry bear.
There you go. Yeah.
Because I'm like my.
Which is
my
kinda
kids
messed up.
sound
It's
like
amazing
dragons.
what you can do with stuff.
I mean, if you listen to it, it's like that's a
We
bear.
were reading a book and had a dragon in it, and both of them were making dragon noises. I'm like, yep.
It's true. All right.
Sorry.
To that note, there's a Grey Render in their camp that
And it's
is
a little one.
acting
that
very
is-
puppy-like.
It loves me.
It doesn't look cute, but it's cute in nature because it's a baby. It's like when someone's baby. Never mind. We won't go there.
Don't go there.
What was the name of the dog creature thing in Stranger Things?
I
We
won't
haven't
say
seen
it.
that one.
Oh, okay, well, never mind. I won't ruin
I know.
That. I won't ruin that for
That's
you.
that's one we're waiting for the next season to come out before we start binge watching.
No, that's a lie. We just haven't done it yet.
That's my reason. All right. So at this moment you are resting, and are you still meditating, or are you?
Well,
we
until my
kinda-
watch is over. Well,
Because you kind of got your answer.
yeah,
That he's always been there, even
Yeah.
though you haven't seen him, and he always will be.
yeah.
It's such a cop-out
Right.
response.
Right.
It really is, as gods go, but it's just the way it is.
But he's not really a god.
No, he's not. He's definitely not. He's more of a deva. He's a wannabe.
So he's a messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Gods.
He was demoted. unfortunately.
Because he
He actually,
tried to help the mortals fight the demons or
which
whatever.
was not their. They all agreed it was not their responsibility
Yeah.
to interfere with
But
mortals.
he was a god.
He was, and he gave that
Oh.
up. That's why
Yes.
the mortals think of him more as a god than some of the gods. That's why there's
Hmm.
statues of him everywhere instead of
Because he actually did something.
because he
for
actually
him.
did something instead of just like
Interesting.
we kind of answer your prayers and give you magic. He's like, I'm coming down with holy fire and I'm
Right.
going to help you.
Right.
Honorable, but very stupid in the long run because
Right.
forever is a big deal.
Yeah.
But to mortals, he's important.
All right.
He's also his dad.
That too. Yeah. My sire.
Yes.
Dad might be pushing it.
Well, I mean, donor,
More like father.
daddy.
He was never a dad.
Hello, those are the popping on. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. After the answer, I would probably just go towards a normal watch.
Okay. I want you to roll perception on your watch.
Let's see.
Get my dice out.
13.
13? Okay. Nothing happens up here. You catch kind of a scent of smoke now from the city. It's made its way all the way up to where you're at.
Okay.
But nothing moving that would make you worried.
Okay.
Okay? And your watch ends, and then you go and give it to... Odeon's awake.
Can we back up for just one, like a few hours here? And I'm gonna give him the stone. Do you still have that fireball spell, or?
Before IRS.
Yeah, because
Yes.
we were gonna do this.
I'm
Yes,
gonna
I
allow
do.
it. I'm gonna allow
Okay,
it.
because we talked about
We
doing
did.
this, and
We
I forgot.
said we're stopping at a weird point when there's babies
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So okay, I will allow it.
Okay.
I do actually have another
I
level
will
3
t-
spell, so yeah.
Okay, you manage to put a spell. You focus your energy on this amulet and just feel the energy drawn from you, and it's gone. But there's a small little circle around the amulet that's been lit up.
It's a stone, not an amulet.
Yes,
Okay.
it was once an amulet.
Well, it's not anymore.
In my DM notes, I should have said without a chain. It's a rock kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a strange metal that you've
so
never
how
seen.
will that use? I just use it like I use the lightning.
It's an action. You just
No,
use
it's
it.
a bonus action. I wrote that down next to it.
It's a bonus action.
Diligent.
It's a bonus action.
Because
So it is
I'm
written.
not because I'm not using anything except an item. I don't know. This is you told me that it was a bonus.
I'm
I
gonna-
wrote it down,
If you said so, and I
Okay.
did, it's probably in there
and I
somewhere.
will fight you on it.
And we will win.
I'm fighting toddlers all day. I'm warmed up.
She's
Ready
ready to
go.
fight fight a DM. On a very dangerous episode. All right.
I will.
The morning dawns.
Okay. I probably would have given it to Alara since she only needs 4 hours of rest.
Okay.
And
And no one trusts Odeon.
I
at
was
the
gonna
moment.
take it
right,
from you.
right.
And Odeon's just been
Yeah.
sitting there creepily in a robe all night, standing at the.
So we all good? I mean, is it my turn to
Yes.
be on watch?
Yeah, I would roll perception on the watch just to see if you catch anything.
My car. It's really loud and it's gonna wake up my babies and I'm gonna be mad.
You know, if parents had control over telekinesis or something, we'd destroy half the world. Everyone die. All right. All right. Roll perception.
What,
On your
what am I
watch.
doing? That's a 6
Not much better
plus
than me.
5, so 11.
You are alert naturally. That's a
Oh.
feat that you have. Nothing can sneak up on you. It's a feat.
Fantastic.
And so even with that, you're still alert enough. Even when you slightly doze off, you still managed to find out there's nothing. There was a small little lizard that started moving around when the dawn came.
What is the little gray render doing?
It's next to you.
Is it sleeping?
It's like cuddling
or
up
is it
next
alert?
to you.
Is it still slimy?
It's not slimy anymore.
It's just covered in
It's
sand.
just very dry now.
Oh, okay.
It's not supposed to be in this climate. But your little creature, your fae,
She's around my shoulders.
she's just kind of hanging out around you, just keeping you warm in the cold night. and you awake to the smell of death, even at this distance.
Me?
Yeah,
But I'm not asleep.
It's morning.
It's morning.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Um,
I'm like, I fell asleep.
so like the
And-
darkness just kind of fades over the valley. You know when the sun rises and you just see the dark
We're
kind of
fully
shift.
recovered.
Yeah, you're fully recovered. All spells. You managed to get a long rest, which has been a while.
Nice.
You're no longer exhausted either. All right, so
Who was exhausted?
I believe Odeon was. He didn't. It's not rest. It's just that he rolled exhaustion a little bit ago.
Oh, that because he died.
He did die. Yeah, that was an issue.
That happened.
So the darkness fades, and like the gentle rise of the sun, and over the valley, you just see bits of palm trees and you know the beauty of the land and the shoreline. Reminds you that there's still beauty in this world and that this place what it could be and what you're fighting for, but overall it's got this feel of unease, like a moment before you jump off a cliff into water. You've got this like adrenaline feeling, like any battle that you've ever been in. I don't think any of you've been in any huge battles in your lifetime.
I do recall that there was a little battle with a dragon involved. So
I mean,
yeah,
like-
we've been in some.
I mean,
big
like one that
battles.
you've prepared for ahead of time, that wasn't just thrown at you. No, that was quite the battle.
One that's not a reactionary war.
Right, one that you
We
can see
prepared.
ahead
We had
of
like
you.
a day and we prepared.
Yeah.
One knowing that you could walk
We
the
went to the
opposite
lizard
direction.
people and
One that you know you could walk the opposite direction and be okay.
Yeah.
we did that
When
too.
you see in front of you that you are willingly walking towards. And it's funny because you know all glory from war in like pages and from stories. It's all, you know, everyone charging into battle and winning the day. But the reality of it, you just hear just boulders crashing, and you can't hear the screams, but you can imagine what's accompanied with it as it's launched into the town, large city.
Does it look like our side is winning?
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
They've-
And it's like all like
You can see like the dark mass of the army moving into that sector of the city. They've either have taken it or are quickly going to.
when we spent so much time trying to figure out how we were going to get into the city.
Right.
Catapults do a great deal of work.
Just throw a bunch of people in a catapult.
And I was thinking, like, we should have just misty stepped into the city.
There's an idea.
You know, like,
Right.
because all three of us can misty step.
Right.
We should have just done that.
Met with hundreds of archers and thousands of archers.
No, because he knew a place where we would have been safe to go. in.
There's-
would have known where to
I've
go.
got to say, there's so many trees. You know, it's like a butterfly effect. You choose one thing, and you go down one area. You could choose a different path, but you go this way. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of outcomes that you could have got, but this is where you ended up. All right. So, are you traveling back to the camp? Where are you headed?
Probably because we have to take the prince
We
back.
need to find out what's going on too.
Speaking of the prince,
Is he dead?
He's not dead, but upon looking towards him, you see that where the arrow had struck, black veins are spreading throughout his chest and his lower abdomen. So he weakly says, "I need to get to our healers." And so that's about all he can muster.
That's the plan. So who's carrying him?
He's his servant, who has actually removed his armor. Both of theirs. He's left it in the sand, and he's carrying him.
Okay.
I mean, it's an
Because our
army.
horses were scared off.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Do I see the horses anywhere?
Roll
A one?
perception.
Anything? Where's my dice? 21.
Looking down further the mountain, they're about halfway down.
Oh.
They didn't run far. They just ran away from the area.
Oh, good.
They're just kind of hanging out, grazing on what grass has managed
All
to
right.
grow on this little path.
I'm just gonna walk down.
So
and
everyone
just
heads
be
to
like, hey, horses.
get the horses. Roll animal handling.
If I could just get one at least. it would be
Put the
okay.
prince on, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just kidding. just,
I'm a lady.
I'm just kidding.
Nice. You managed to get 3 horses with that.
19?
Uh-huh. You do.
How many horses were there? lots of them.
for each of you.
I know, but there was a lot more because there was more people who died.
Yeah.
I got 3 horses. Okay, so right.
Well, that's what was in the area.
Well
there were only 3 of them.
Thank you.
So you managed to get 3 horses, and you all trade off riding it. Prince gets to ride the one the whole time. And about 2.5 hours pass, and then you make
Odeon
it
can
to
walk.
the edge of the
Just
camp.
kidding.
Odeon walks. He has no interest in riding.
I'm just kidding. The horses don't like him.
Well, he does look snake-like and very creepy. Half his face is sunken in on the side,
Our horses like cats,
and he's got
afraid of snakes.
creepy eyes.
I don't think horses like snakes. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Maybe it's just certain kinds
I've
of
never
horses.
known them to like snakes.
What does like snakes?
Sneaky snakes. They don't really anything. All right. Okay, so you arrive back at the. I'm sorry, you get close to the camp, and it is then that you notice a stream of people, civilians, leaving the city. People carrying bags, anything that they can carry, some heirlooms, refugees from the city. They've been allowed to leave that sector, and it looks like they're headed north. The only city that you know that is directly north from here is Nokrishab. So it seems that they're heading to Dwarven lands.
Oh, good luck there.
Well, either way, they have a very,
They don't have their stuff together down there.
well, if anything, they're very secure. So they think. If you walk through the door, if you don't come through a portal. Anyway, that's a whole other episode. Episode 11. I'm just kidding. Hour 2. All right. So, you get to the camp. People have already ridden out to see this group coming towards them, and they were expecting you. They've had scouts on makeshift watchtowers looking in your direction, and riders have come in and taken the prince back to the camp. You're walking back into the camp, and there's still some soldiers, but mostly back here is the wounded. You hear groans and crying and screams. It's not a very pleasant place to start your way into the camp, but it's the area furthest away from the action. But they're being healed by many, many clerics and wizards and people who are expending most of their magics to keep people stable. Not so much back at ship shape, because that expends too much of their magic, but to keep them alive, that they can have normal medical staff try to heal them. Coming back into the camp, you see the king, a new fresh wound across his face and like down his neck. You see people trying to heal him, and he keeps pushing him away. He says, "No, I carry my scars." And he sees you through the crowd, and then he holds out his his big arms, and he welcomes you to come forward. And as soon as you do, he doesn't hug you.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
I'm not okay with that.
Well, he isn't either. But as soon as you
I
get
have an
close,
eyelash in my eye, so.
oh no, you're fine.
Sorry, I'm trying to get it off.
No, eyelashes in the eye suck. We'll hold for a second. Hold, everyone.
We're just all stopped in the middle of the street.
We are stopping on the street. We're just like, wait.
1 second.
She's like, ow, ow,
I gotta do this.
ow.
Oh my
Hold on,
God.
King. Hold on. Something in my eye.
We just watched a show called Forever with Fred Armiston, and I can't remember the other actress's name. But there's like this solid 30 seconds where he's like, I lost my contacts, so she's like down on the ground looking for it. They're at a ski lodge, and then she thinks she finds it. She gets up and she's like, oh, this is a fingernail, and he's like, that's probably a toenail. This is where people are putting their boots on. She's like, oh. And he's like, oh wait, it's in my eye. Let me see if I can get it. And he spends 30 seconds trying to get it out of his eye.
That's great. It would have been great to write that scene.
So awkward.
What do you do for 30 seconds?
Right.
We should turn this into a podcast and get really close to our mics and talk like this. Well,
Monday mornings with CBKNU.
that stands
Why?
for Cats
By
Quandaries
not.
Saddles. This is the end of the broadcast. Hi, welcome back.
Okay.
This is why we're switching to behind the scenes. You'll never get to see. Enjoy it now. We'll go back to lives eventually, someday, maybe. Who knows? All right.
When our kids are out of the house.
When we're old.
So like what?
When we have a
20
studio.
15 years, we're gonna be doing YouTube lives with the ND.
I hope so.
That'd be great.
I plan on changing nothing. All right. A couple things. Maybe a studio and babysitters. All right.
Babysitters in 15 years.
Hopefully less.
But we'll still have the youngest. She'll be there, so 18 years.
and our 12 more children.
Yeah, with your other wife. Because that's not happening.
I didn't realize we were bringing polygamy back.
I certainly hope not.
I'll be long gone by then.
And I'll be dead.
12 kids. Oh my gosh. Couldn't do it.
Anyway, he welcomes you forward, and he says, immediately, he says, I heard what you did. My son managed to briefly tell me that you killed the Medusa. I didn't think those still existed. I thought we hunted those down. Guess we're wrong. He's like, well, anyway, we have taken at least a third of the city. However, we can't get to the middle. That's where everyone is. Like the main force we destroyed. He's laughing. He's super excited because this has never been done before. No one's ever taken the city. You see his ego growing, almost, pushing his crown off his head because it's growing so much. He's so proud of this moment, but at the same time, he's trying to keep his composure as king, but says, the problem is that we can't take the middle. The other side we should take within the day. So, but for the life of us, any
'Cause
barge that we load,
the middle is like an island, right?
there's a river that flows around it towards the sea,
So kinda
and
like
it's
Paris?
about 600 feet all directions around it to cross. Any barge that he says any barge that we've sent across, however, starts going across, they immediately ignite it with their mages and their fire arrows and everything that they can throw at us. Alchemist fire being launched from catapults. It's a mess. We've had many men die, and we've stopped all attempts at the moment until we've taken the rest of the city. We're either going to starve them out, or we're going to bombard it until there's nothing left. He says that's not what we want, because who knows what riches and things we need to replenish our armies and pay our soldiers. So it's not the best idea.
Seems like you need someone behind enemy lines.
He says, if you have a way, please, by all means, tell me. And, he always has his advisors around him. Wizards, every class, I guess, to describe in D&D, essentially, is his entourage. They're basically a
How-
group of people, heroes that have fought many battles, just like you. They're very similar to you guys.
Is Odeon with us still?
Yes.
How did they react to Odeon?
I was going to get to that. It's good that you mentioned that. Upon looking at his face, a few of the soldiers have been spitting at him when he's been walking through. Some people have shouted insults. Others have walked up trying to punch him, but they see their commanders and they just keep their composure. But overall, it's not a very good scene to be in for him. He could be killed at any moment.
I'm thinking, and I'm saying this out loud, that they still think that you're part of them, right? And so prove it that you are not part of the Brotherhood anymore, and that you are repentant for what you've done, and that we can trust you, and you solve this.
And he looks at you, and he looks at everyone just all staring at him. He puts his head down for a few moments, and then he starts looking at walls, and he starts thinking, and you just see him scanning, and no one says anything for a good 2-3 minutes. And finally, someone starts to speak up, and then he interrupts and says, "Did you destroy the catapults on the walls?" And the king says, "Well, some, but there's a good majority that remain intact. We've killed the soldiers atop. And then he says, Weirin mentioned something that it might be crazy enough to work.
When was this?
Just a few moments ago.
Oh,
And he says, the marvel of the Yonti structures is very primitive. However, they do have managed to capture gnomes and people that are very good at creating things. The catapults are created to move. Everything is stationary in most cities, but these can swivel around. If we can turn them around and someone could launch us at night.
launch us?
Yes. Catapults go from 500 to 1,000 feet, roughly, depending on tautness and weight. And you just see him, like, calculating his head. If we're lucky, we make it 600 feet.
But then
If we're even
land?
luckier, we make it at least 700.
If I hold people, like, would my ring of feather fall support more than just my weight?
Now that you mention that, no. However, you can use your Featherfall ring, and you mentioning that, there's a wizard amongst them who says, we could cast it on you, on the ones that do not have that. And you just see him, like, brighten up. He's like, this could work. It's crazy. But if we can get a small group of you at night launched on... Now, if we launched you from the catapult, you'd need to be sitting on something heavy to move you forward. But at one point, you'd have to jump off. It's crazy.
Well,
But
there's
they wouldn't expect that.
There's rubble all over.
He's like,
so-
carts are not something we'd have something missing, but you're not crazy enough to try this, the king says.
I'm game if you are.
Way to bring it up. Odeon smiles and says, we're all going to hell eventually. We might as well go in style. Catapult launching
Why not?
Featherfall.
What else do we have?
Let's do it. Certainly
And
interesting.
Kalali looks over and says, I'm sorry, you want to do what? She says, Milady, I would follow you and you,
Oh.
sir, but I've never, I can't,
Sir.
Milady.
I can't imagine this working to our bet. What happens when we land?
Well, if the enchantment works, then we gently drift to the ground.
And a
like
commander
feather,
says,
right?
a commander says, we can fill a barge full of our best men, stock it to the brim. If you can get a section free of
That's
mages
what
and
I'm
archers,
thinking.
we can get a huge load of our best soldiers in.
We just need a small little
But you don't know how. They have mages, they have archers, they have trained soldiers prepared. They won't expect you coming from the sky, but even so, it would be.
How wide? Like how far is like the river? Like how wide is it?
So the river is 600 feet all the way around. But
Like
a catapult, it's about if you count from the river to the shoreline, 600 and about 700, the closest one. So your catapult can go 500 to 1,000. So roughly you could be 200 feet short. But
So we
there's a
could land
chance
in
So
the
these
river.
things aren't accurate?
they're
Or-
accurate, but nothing is 100% certain with catapults. Sometimes they can go 500. I mean, they can
well,
calculate
depends on
them.
the weight. And,
Yeah. He said if we loaded you with rocks and everything else, it's dangerous because things could shift, fall on you, destroy you as it's going. I mean, we could do that, but we have to be lucky and get between about 800 to 1,000 feet to get you in a prime location. However, where your cart goes, it will create a noise and a
Cart.
problem.
Who's talking about a cart?
Something you can sit on that moves you. If you're
That's
on
what I'm saying.
Featherfall, you'll just move slowly and then just
Well,
sink.
that's why I'm saying let's just use rubble.
Everyone hangs onto a rock and
Yeah, why use a cart?
because
What?
the momentum pushes you. If you're holding onto a rock, it's like your strength.
Slip off.
You could slip off at one point. It's a fast, secure
So we're gonna
way.
sit in the cart.
I imagine in a cart that's being launched. Yeah,
Okay.
that's. The audience says that's my thinking. If anyone, rubble, it's an option.
Why don't we launch cows?
disease is never something that we need to bring with us.
My
Run
python.
away!
I know. Great movie. All right, so that has been brought forward. Rubble, cows, or cart?
Well, if carts are available, why not?
Is it just gonna be us? Kalali, are you coming?
Kalai says, I don't have anything. If I can be of service, I will help.
All right, let's do this.
Okay. And then, and the wizard just kind of looks over and he smiles and he says something in Elvish. He, and a couple other people come running out.
What did he say? Because I speak Elvish.
He says, we need the best
'Cause I'm
wizards.
an elf.
He says, we need the best
Because I
wizards.
just remembered.
You are an elf.
Wait a minute.
I was wondering if you had asked.
Elf, I'm an
Yeah,
elf.
so
Because I'm an elf.
he runs out. A couple people run out and they come
I
back.
checked to see if I spoke Elvish.
You definitely do.
I'm so glad. Oh. Yeah.
Good thing. I guess I could speak Elvish if I wanted to. My
You
ring.
speak. Oh yeah, you speak common and something else, but you
I
have
can
a
speak
ring.
whatever I
You
want.
can speak anything. Yeah. All right. So,
Oh,
two
we
more
should get
wizards.
George.
Oh yeah.
You want to bring George with you?
We should bring
Yeah.
George.
Okay.
And what's that other guy too?
Other guy.
That he's a mage.
The red mage.
Yeah. Well, was that what he was?
Was he wearing a red robe? I
Or
feel
that
like he
was the guy I think we killed.
You killed that guy.
What's his name? Starts with an S.
Maybe you think
Salik?
Salik.
Was he not wearing a
Salik
red
the
robe?
warlock?
For some reason, I saw him
Yeah.
in a red robe.
He was
no,
very.
Ivor the red mage. We killed him.
Yeah, you got him.
Mm.
You're thinking.
Who's this guy? That's the king.
No, that's
No.
Salazar. Taganath is a wizard. One of their wizards.
One of whose wizards?
The dead one by the Grey Render.
Oh.
Oh, why didn't I write his name down?
I wrote it too.
It seems important.
And Rathus. Whoever that
Prince
is.
Rathus.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's incapacitated, unfortunately.
So he's basically dead.
If the healers can get him.
X to him.
Oh, he's good.
Nice.
Who is?
The prince. The prince comes waltzing in.
Okay. I will erase that.
Totally. Natural 20 on a healing spell.
Okay.
Revitalization. All right, so he comes.
He
He comes
too
in.
much and he dies.
Salik probably wants to stay with his people. And because they probably want to leave, huh? I don't know. Revenge? Who wants revenge?
The sweet taste of revenge.
Let's do this.
3 warlocks
Yeah,
in a
let's
party.
go.
That'd be intense.
Let's go get
3 different
George and we'll
deities.
ask Salik.
All
Oh,
the powers of hell.
When are we doing this?
Right now.
Well, it's midday, but you
Oh,
probably
we'll
want to
probably
wait
should
till
wait
evening.
until dark.
We are your masters. Come flying in on a
Slowly
cart.
floating down.
The car keeps going, and you're just.
That would be terrifying.
That would be. You all wrangling.
Figures floating down from the sky.
Yeah.
The gods have returned.
They're
All right.
throwing carts at us.
So you have some time to prepare, and the king says before you leave his tent, to prepare to go. He says, "I want you to quickly go to the armory and see if there's anything that you desire or need, because this is going to be all out. So by all means, check. If anything you see."
Do you have any healing potions in your stores that
We
you'd be
don't have
willing?
much, but you can always go ask the medical staff of medics that are healing people. They might have some to spare, but you're gonna have to talk them out of it. He says, I never mess with the infirmaries.
Yeah,
Bunch
but
of
if we're
plague doctor
going-
masks.
I never mess with the infirm.
Yeah, that's what
He's
I
a
thought,
king.
too.
He doesn't want to be anywhere near it.
Interesting fact about plague masks. So the plague was before germ theory was invented, and they
Well,
thought,
this was like the longer the nose, the further it would take to get to them.
They thought the bad smell was what was causing disease,
Yeah,
so
so
they
they-
would put like flowers and
Yeah.
stuff in the ends of their masks.
I love plague doctor masks. I think they're like one of the most iconic, creepy
Yeah.
things, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, Anyway,
right.
he says you can get healing from them if possible. He said, I don't have anything I could give you, but check with them. It's next to the armory.
All right. I mean, I don't need anything else. Oh, probably arrows. I have not been keeping track.
Oh,
So
no.
I need to go buy some arrows. Oh, no, maybe not buy, just get some arrows.
It's more of like a trade basis thing.
Okay,
All
give me
right.
some arrows.
So you make your way to the armory, and sure enough, there's a busy halfling actually who's moving things around. Of all people, I know.
Halfling?
He looks very strong, and he's moving around armor.
I've been wanting to have an enchanted quiver where I don't run out of arrows. Do you think I could find anybody who would be willing to do that right now?
You could ask one of the wizards.
Okay, where is the wizard?
All over the place. I mean, you can ask any of them.
Okay, I'm gonna find a wizard who looks really smart.
Okay.
I
Roll
really like-
roll perception.
17.
Okay. You actually spot a few people that you're thinking that guy's going to be smart, but then you see another one sitting down who's jotting something into a book. Looks like he's getting a new spell prepared.
Ah, I pick him.
All right, so you
He
walk
looks
up.
Studious.
You walk up to him, and he's actually got a little semicircle of daggers and hilts and
Oh, he's
things.
enchanting things already.
He's to work on things. He hasn't started anything yet. He looks like he's aligning it perfectly, like very OCD. Like everything's got to be in its place on a nice silk mat that he's prepared.
Ah,
Um,
nice.
And as you walk up, he doesn't even look up at you. There's so many people, so much going on, explosions. He flinches every now and then when like something explodes in the distance. He's not quite accustomed to this area.
Hello, good sir.
He looks up at you and says, "Yes, elf." Not in like a negative way, but just
Fair enough.
He just points out what you are.
Is he human?
Yeah.
Oh, human.
He-
I see that
He
you
smiles
are.
and just kind of looks away.
Are you enchanting weapons?
Keen eye. Yes, I am.
Okay. It's like, are you making fun of me?
It's hard
Uh,
to tell with people like this. Intelligent
I
people can
was
be both at
wondering,
the same time.
is it possible to enchant my quiver so that it does not run out of arrows, or runs out of arrows slower, or something? Is there something we can do? I want like an infinite quiver of arrows. See, I'm an archer.
Seems like a pretty powerful enchantment.
Hmm.
You were supposed to look this up before, because I talked about this from the
I
very
have it.
beginning.
I have everything.
Oh, I also wanted arrows that could like catch on fire. Isn't that something we talked about before? Because I figured out I did my makeshift little oil thing. I'd like probably be really loud because I keep smacking hands on the table. Sorry,
Can
people.
you? I don't know if it comes through.
Not very much. I've listened to some smacks. It's not terrible. It's just a little. Okay, so he says, I don't have anything like that. However, if you grab me that bow over there, and he points over at a bow, just take the string from it.
Okay.
And so,
All right. I do as he instructed.
you give him the string, and he looks at it and says, okay, this will do. If I remove your bowstring and put this one on and enchant it, you could not necessarily need a quiver full of arrows, but you could pull the string and arrows will appear.
That works.
He says, I'm sorry, I apologize, I can't do the quiver.
No, this works. This is nice.
Okay. He says, however, it will take a great deal of magic, and I am under the direction of the king to enchant these items, and if I don't come up with this quota, then I will be in trouble.
Yes.
As it is
see,
wartime, I
but
could be
It is wartime.
executed.
And I'm not just asking you to do this for my own interest. We are on a very secret mission.
Roll persuasion. You're telling the truth, but
Where's my dice?
It's
Is
there.
that it? I'm like, where'd it go? 16. I have 0.
that's okay.
Yes.
He has -1 on charisma, but he rolled an 8.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
so he looks up at you and he says, "What kind is your mission?"
The one that will end the war.
He says, "Oh, I don't know what that is, but it sounds important.
Well, it's secret.
It's more important than these hilts and this menial making your weapon slightly
Is
stronger."
there someone that you could give this to do?
I have an assistant, but he's practically useless.
I think you can trust him. To
You know,
do
I've been
this.
meaning to give him a chance,
I think so.
I think I'll try. But okay,
Okay.
okay, I will say it's from you though. You have to vouch for me. If the king
Oh.
comes from my head,
Oh, he won't. Don't worry.
okay.
He told us whatever we needed.
Oh well, in that case, why didn't you say so? So he he takes the string and begins to just kind of like say these string of words and just kind of like move the string in different ways and do different symbols, and all of a sudden you see just like this slight faint gray glow, and then it starts this brilliant blue, and then it just starts going onto your bow and just like curling around and wrapping itself, and then it's taut, and your
Okay.
bow is now
I tested out.
you
I want to see
pull.
if it's good.
As you pull back the string, you suddenly feel within your fingertips an arrow appear.
And it's like a real arrow.
It's a real arrow.
You are a brilliant man.
He smiles and says, "They tell me that." He says, "Well, good luck in your venture. I hope that you can end this war. I hope not to go in myself. We're the last line, and they do not want us in yet.
Well, rest up.
I will need
Hopefully,
to."
hopefully, you won't
You
need
see
to.
him. You see him like physically exhausted after that exertion of doing something like that.
Well, thanks.
he smiles at you. He's like, "I didn't catch your name.
I just walk away.
I can't tell the king a elf came to me."
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. Alara.
He says, "All right, Laura, it's nice to meet you. Hope to see you after the war."
Me too.
He rolls a 1, well 2, but 1 on charisma. He's trying to flirt and it didn't work.
She doesn't pick up on that kind
He
of
doesn't.
stuff.
She doesn't pick up at all. In
I
fact,
hope we
in
see
fact,
each other at the end of the war.
he kind of chokes a little bit. He's like, "I hope to see." Yeah.
You need some
All
water.
right.
Are you okay?
Have a no. You're good. I'll see you.
Okay.
Bye. And he just goes back to just like pretending he's doing something.
Don't even know his name. I probably should have asked him. Oh well.
Something.
You can just dip your arrows in oil if it doesn't work. Straight, you gotta burn something.
We've done that.
Hello, Dark Assassin. Welcome.
I should have asked.
Please
him,
don't
but
kill
already-
us.
He already depleted his spells, helping me out probably. A lot
Yeah,
of energy.
that level of enchantment. All right.
This will work for now.
So you head to the armory, and everyone's kind of perusing the items. Some of them are mundane, but there's some nicer ones. Nice sets of heavy armor. Unfortunately, Odeon doesn't use anything above, like a medium, like just a chain shirt. He wants to keep free, and he has to cast spells.
Right. I'd like to find the heaviest thing that a ranger can use.
Okay.
Um,
Also, you see Odeon pulling plate mail, dwarven plate mail, out of the thing, handing it to the guy, and he looks at both of you and doesn't really say anything. He just kind of shrugs.
yeah.
Oh, the stuff that we had
From the dwarven,
that we,
those,
yeah.
yeah.
I think let's get rid of
It's
it.
probably best not to have
Why
it.
carry it?
So he starts handing. He hands out.
All the armor that's in there. Let's.
He does. Well, he
Okay.
wants to fill up with other things over time. I mean, he just a
What's
plate,
in there?
a lot.
Okay.
I mean, just a lot of stuff. So he just starts handing this plate, and he's just pulling it out of the bag, and the little halfling is just watching this and just scratching his head, going, "Okay, no, this is good. Okay, this is great. Where have you been?" He's just laughing at it,
Saving the
and he's just
world.
watching Odeon nervous because a snake person walked into his tent, said the king demanded him to come, and starts handing him plate. Anyway, he finally gives it to him and says, "Well, what can I do for you?" Says, everyone comes in here asking for something, but this kind of trade, anything here.
What can I use? Like a boiled leather?
While he's looking at the armory stuff, I'm heading towards the medical thing to see if I can find some healing actions.
Okay, so
So I'm not there.
right, so you can find some boiled leather. It'll give you a +1 to what you have. It's you can't really have too much
I
more.
want it.
Um,
I want it.
so it's got this nice studded. It looks very
That's what I do.
very like cool looking. It's a little bit long. It goes down to about your knees. It's got a
No
mid.
crop top
It's got a nice
here.
little. It's got like a little midriff right here. Revenge.
Wonderful.
It's actually a bikini. It's weird, but it does. It's
It adds to
it-
my
just
my
like in a
AC.
video game. You are straight wearing a bikini. I'm just kidding. No, it looks really cool, and it's got like a high collar, so it protects your neck a little bit, but comes down right here. Like it cuts along right
A
here.
deep plunging.
A deep V.
Just hopefully don't hit in this area. Anyway, no, it very functionable. It moves pretty well. It's a little bit interesting to get used to, but it's definitely going to be more protection.
I was still wearing stuff from El
Yeah.
Jadra.
Yeah, stuff you stole from guards.
Yeah.
It's about time you get an upgrade.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, a year later almost. So,
I don't
And
know
we've
why.
had all this armor.
You've
and
had a lot of-
back-
Well,
and he's a ranger
it's-
/ warlock.
It fitted me the best.
Yeah, so,
I would have done worse in plates, so
oh, much worse. You would have been a walking tank,
yeah.
but you would have been exhausted and other things. So,
And horrible at movement. and
it's
all
true.
that.
It's a little important for a guy that can move. All right, so that's what you find. Are you looking for anything weapon-wise? You just sticking with your sword, your
Is there anything better than my longsword here?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that thing is also rusty and
My demon longsword.
oh no, nothing better than that. I'm talking about your original one. You tossed that.
I had
one,
a
did you?
I had a scimitar.
You had a scimitar. It was a dark elf, which was nice. It was like a
Well, I had the silver one from the
oh yeah,
what you
the gift. Yeah, you don't necessarily want to hang on to those.
Yeah, because they come after them.
Yes, specifically, I do not like you having those.
Yeah.
I think- Yeah,
I
the other
did.
ones we gave to the Gitsarai.
Yeah, didn't we? Well, we offered them up, and they said hang on to them, right?
hmm
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're just
can't-
like
I
we
can't
don't want them.
remember,
They
yeah.
basically said we don't want them.
Yeah.
It's not something we use and
Yeah.
don't want to have on our heads.
Yeah.
All right. Nothing better than what you have. No.
Yeah.
By the way, your demon longsword. You know what that kind of looks like, right?
I
How do
can't
you
remember.
imagine it?
I think you showed it to me. I imagine it being kind of a thick, well, a wide blade.
Mhm.
Maybe a little bit thicker than normal.
A little bit heftier. Okay.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But I definitely see it as being long because we talked about how it wouldn't fit on my waist. It would drag on my waist.
Right. Okay. So you keep it. That's right. You keep it on your back.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's kind of how I imagine it. It's kind of a blackish blade. It's got a little bit of an ebony blade.
It's a darker metal.
It's been infused with like a meteorite and other things. So it's just anything that they can find to make something darker. All right.
Just mixed a bunch of metal in there.
Yeah,
Turned
just
out good.
smacked it. No, I mean it was really well made. Extremely well made. I mean it's a demon's blade, literally. So
Yeah.
from other plane materials.
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
something you'd be like, hey, this is steel. No, it's
Right.
you could probably cut through steel if you swing hard enough. All right, so is there anything that you were looking for? You were looking at the Medica.
Mhm.
You approach and you see a very busy woman talking to a very busy-looking. I want to say it's a dwarf, but he's totally just like covered in just stuff. He looks like he's the surgeon. So I mean, between the two, I mean, you could pick one of them.
Does it
to
look
talk
like
to.
it's a long conversation, or does it look like
It looks
gonna
like it's kind of ending.
end? Okay.
He's
I wait
demanding.
until it ends.
He's demanding that she goes and finds more gauze, and she's saying we don't have any more. He says go rip up shirts, do anything, tents. We don't need them. We need to close wounds. So,
All right.
and then she runs off. Is running off. You can talk to her or talk to him.
I don't. I talk to him. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm just gonna let her do what she needs to do. It sounds important. What is he doing right now?
He's starting to walk away.
Hello, excuse me.
I don't have time.
Oh no, you do, because I'm here from the king. So
If I had a nickel. an equivalent. I guess a
What's
copper.
a
Copper,
nickel?
yeah.
A copper. Yeah, I guess a copper. A shim for every, as you would call them, shim grumpy dwarves. One of the best lines of the campaign. Back when you were sober.
Yeah.
I hate to ask this. Do you happen to have any healing potions? We are headed out on a very dangerous covert mission.
Oh, would you like that in a golden flask?
Oh, don't be smart with me, dwarf. I'm sorry. That was rude. Let
He
me
just-
try this again.
He just furrows his brow. He's like, with all due respect, whoever you are from the king, there are people dying, and I could save them.
Yes. And I will save them all with this mission we're doing. So, 'cause
Roll
we're going to
persu-
stop this war.
Roll persuasion.
I'm just asking, do you have a potion or not?
Wow.
Natural 20.
So he sees the urgency and the sincerity from your speak, and he looks over at you and just
I
kind
hope that's
of
all the only natural 20 I
he
rolled.
smiles at you and says, "Okay, 5, and you go away."
5? 5 healing potions. You're giving us 5 healing potions?
Greater healing potions.
What does that mean?
It's 2d6 healing plus Constitution of the person.
And you can spare that many?
If you are indeed going to save more lives, then
Okay.
yes, I think that's one of the most important things I have. Unfortunately, it's all I have, so there will be deaths because of it. But if you can heal and save others, then by all means.
I could give him one of them. I only need 4.
Okay. All right. So he looks
Because
at you and
we're in Odeon, Kalali, and me going, right?
mhm.
Okay.
And so he
So I
looks
can-
at you and he puts the vial back into his. He had a satchel of like. You can see like 16, like different holes that he was putting them
It's
in.
times like these that I wish I knew how to heal, guys.
Yeah, we have no healers. All right.
I'm a healer.
Yeah, kind of. You're also a death dealer, so.
Yeah,
Are-
just,
when-
but
are
I
you-
reconnected with
So are you a
Azrael.
ranger
that was,
today?
That was going ranger. That's
Okay.
what that was.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
All right, so it is
Okay.
reaching evening time.
Okay. I tell him thank
Um,
you, and I leave.
I do want to locate.
Thank
He
you.
doesn't ask for your name.
I want to locate crossbow bolts.
Okay, easily found. You find a quarrel of 30.
Quarrel of 30. I'm just
Ooh,
gonna say
that's
that's,
a
what
good
I have.
word.
If only I could use that in our Scrabble games.
Playing word with friends.
Gosh, I
and
hate that game.
play it during the day.
I get bad letters, like straight O's.
That was me today. I had like 5.
Yeah, it was like soon with 4 O's. Nope. All right. So,
So
you are now ready, as can be. Is there anything else? It's like the boss room. Where like all this stuff starts appering, and you're just like, oh, this is amazing, and you're like, oh no.
Where's the grenades and the rocket launchers?
Yeah, the
and
next room I go into is going to be bad. That's kind of how this is,
Nope, we're all good.
figuratively speaking.
Oh, did Kalali get some new spears?
She got some nice steel spears. The whole thing is steel.
Nice.
They're thin so that she can toss them far.
All right.
She's probably going to want to
We
keep
gotta go
picking
get
them up
George.
because they're that
Is
nice.
he coming with us? We're gonna bring
Yes.
George with us.
They're called Jarrids. Jarrids.
Maybe we talk to Salik and see if he wants to come too. But if
You managed to find Silly. He's roaming the camp, just kind of singing songs and.
See, he's aimless. He needs a purpose.
He owes us.
That's true. He owes these
As
people.
as you walk by him, you see him kind of look over as you're walking towards the catapults. He doesn't know where you're going. He
Is
just-
George following?
Yeah, George has been like right at your back. People have been like a little
No,
nervous.
with us?
Yeah.
Because he was with Salik. Because he didn't
So
come with us.
Oh, George. I
Yeah.
apologize. You haven't named the Grey Render yet, but Grey Render's been with you the whole
Oh, yeah,
time.
I haven't come up with a name. I don't know if I'm attached to it yet.
Not enough to name.
I'm afraid to name it.
Yeah, I understand.
It'll be something like Tim.
Tim.
It's an appropriate name. Another Monty Python reference in one episode. Probably pretty
Well,
standard.
because they had like the whole, oh no, the Grey Render doesn't have horns like that.
It's just a little
The
glob.
ram horns.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been walking.
I'm gonna
on
name it Rabbit.
It's been walking on
Rabbit.
its back legs most of the time. Like today, it's just been kind of like walking monkey style a little bit.
But ew.
Yeah, it's a little weird looking. People are very put off by it, but they know what it is because they've seen the bigger one. They just are a little upset because the big one's gone. All right, so Salik sees you walking by and says, "Where are you off to this fine evening?"
Revenge.
Ah, my favorite. Have fun.
You're coming with us.
What?
We need another mage. What do you say?
Unfortunately, I don't know one.
Oh, that's funny.
I look at him and I say, Salik, you owe me.
And he smiles. He
And
says,
me too. Me too. I saved you.
"By the way,
saved you.
I saw what you did out of nowhere. You've been with us the whole time. You could have slipped me some water or something. I was dying in that cage." He's just half joking, but he's, some
would have
sincerity.
blown his cover. Doesn't get sarcasm.
And
Just
George
kidding, she
comes
does.
walking up to you and just like puts its hand on your wrist, and just like wraps around for a second and then takes it away.
We have weird friends.
It's D&D. We all have weird friends.
They're the only friends we have.
It's the only ones you need. The weirdest ones. All right, so you
This blight creature, this little monster,
Grey render.
a snake.
and Salik at this point does notice Odeon and says, "You've changed." Says, "I like it. it's not very safe in these parts, but interesting choice." And Odeon nods to him, kind of smiles a little bit. He sticks his tongue out and goes back in. All right. He says, "So why do you think I'm coming with you? You say I owe you, but I mean, where are you going? You're headed that
wandering
way.
this camp aimless. You need purpose.
I have purpose to send people to the other side. I'm singing songs. You're right. I'm bored out of my mind. What are we doing?
Going on a mission.
Exciting.
Yes, we're gonna fly in catapults on a cart, and we're going to
Tell me, has she been touched too much by the sun?
gently float down. I'm excited. This is gonna be fun.
No, it's
This
the
is
thing.
why we wear turbans.
We're taking the inner city tonight.
Oh, just the 5 of you.
Yes.
5, including myself.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. See, you already and George.
Well,
Yes,
George, he's been entertaining me more than I've been entertaining him. He doesn't get jokes. Just stares at me.
Hey, we can understand him now. Could you always speak English?
He understands it.
I mean, common.
He understands common, he doesn't speak it.
Oh. I forgot that he doesn't speak.
And George just kind of stares at you and just...
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Salik.
Oh, Salik understands common.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I mean, he speaks, like, the primordial language, but he speaks common. He speaks several languages.
Why would he speak the primordial language?
It's just where this area is.
Oh.
It's kind of like the common language down here.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought you were, like, writing it down. He speaks primordial.
Gotta save
Kill
that
him.
for later.
Kill him.
Must die.
Probably a snake.
Dear diary.
Dear diary, kill the snake, guys. All right,
This whole
so
place is crawling with them.
slithering also. Anyway, so
Slithering.
inspiration all around. All right, so he says, "Well, by all means, let's go."
Are you ready?
As ready as I will be. We're probably gonna die, but I mean, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm not wanting to, but
Sure you are.
I know where I'm going.
All right. So we just walk towards
All right.
Wherever we're going.
You make your way to the city walls, and this is the closest you've been to a Yanti city since. This is the first time you've been near one. As you get closer, you notice the architecture, you know, the beauty of it, but also just you know that it's been built on the back of slaves. You scale the walls. Obviously, there's stairs. I'm not saying you like start climbing.
We
We could.
You could probably. I mean, you
Just for
guys
the
are,
heck of it, we're gonna do it.
aren't we basically gods?
Yeah.
I think that's what Marisha said one time, and then something terrible happened. Critical role. She like fell off a cliff. Anyway,
So before we get up there, I grab Odion's shoulder and pull him back from
And he
everybody
stops.
else, and they keep going. I say, now, this isn't me trusting you, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and if you betray us, you will regret it.
he
I
says,
will make sure that you live to regret it.
I've seen you killing us, so I don't doubt that.
Okay. Just
I just ask that you save me for last.
if you betray us, I definitely will.
He laughs and then
And I
he,
just
he
walk.
smiles
I just walk past. him.
and as you walk away, he says, "As long as you don't stab me in the back, I won't stab you in the back."
They're stabbing each other in the back.
It's a hug. That's how it ends.
I don't hug.
Yeah.
I don't do.
I don't do hugs. You get to the catapult, and there's a cart fixed atop it.
Oh, they already did it for us.
Oh, yeah.
We're all getting on one cart.
Safer that way.
I guess.
Multiple cars, multiple catapults, multiple problems. One problem, you're all in the same spot. Unless you think we can get two carts atop it.
Maybe we should separate into two different catapults.
So,
But maybe
see that right there? Those squares, those are representing towers. All the way on the other side over there, you can kind of see it. I can't. Yeah. Let me show you. So, you're going to this one at the top, at the river. That's the closest one. So they're going to
Come
launch
on,
you.
Billy. Got the board.
So they're all along here. The closest one they can get to
Just
is about right here.
like the table.
So we're on one here,
Yeah.
not here.
Well, there's.
And this is
It
the
is.
ocean.
This isn't to scale. This would be closer, and it's basically about right there, and it's going to launch you to here.
I see.
You said this is like 600 feet wide.
Uh huh.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, and they casted Feather Fall on us?
When you're ready, they will.
Oh, they haven't done it yet. Okay. Let's do this.
Do it.
And all the mages all at once start saying the.
Invocation.
Incantation?
Incantation is
Spell.
more the word I was thinking of.
Enchantment.
Because invocation implies that you're speaking to someone to do it for you, because you're invoking on something. But anyway, so they do the incantation.
Semantics.
They get feathers and they all drop it. They all do the same thing, and then each of you feel practically weightless, and you slip on a ring. Just,
Woo!
you're just like, this is interesting. All right.
Could get used to this.
The gray
long does it
render
last?
is the gray render coming with you.
Heck yeah, it's coming with me. I don't know what it can do, but it's coming with me.
Another wizard casts it on the great render, and it's just like
I put it in my bag.
the great
How
render.
big is it?
It's big.
I thought it was a little one.
It's like the size of a large Labrador.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was like, I was imagining like a puppy.
Think of like a Saint Bernard,
Cute.
but hairless and
I
gray,
know that, but the,
like 3 eyes on each
like
side.
like a full grown Saint Bernard.
Yeah,
They're so fluffy.
this one would tear your face off. Saint Bernard could.
No, it loves
Yeah.
me.
It does love you.
It will.
Well, I
will
mean,
never
it
hurt
listens
me.
to you. It
It
doesn't.
loves me.
It loves you. I mean, remember they weigh up to like 4,000 pounds fully grown. So I mean,
It
a
loves
baby,
me.
it's still like okay, let's go.
Okay.
All right, they cast it on the gray
His
render
name
as
is
well.
Tim.
I knew it was gonna be Tim as soon as you said maybe like Tim. I was like, here it comes, here's Tim. All right. Are you
Not
ready?
very creative, guys.
It's okay. He named the plant guy George.
No, I think I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
To naming characters versus them naming characters.
George and Tim. They could have their own sideshow.
I know. The Adventures of George and Tim. You guys die in this battle, but George and Tim live on. And like they just ride off into the sunset. And Tim and George rode off into the sunset. Never to be seen again. Except by travelers that are like, what the heck was that? was that
Alright,
plant
focus.
creature riding that weird monster? My wife won't believe me.
Anyways,
Cut to the
we're
wife.
getting on the catapults.
You are, and I was getting on different tracks. I was gonna follow that story until someone stopped me. All right, here we go.
This isn't gonna end well.
Oh,
It is.
oh well.
All the torches have been put out all around you. Your eyes have adjusted as much as they can. Each of you have a level of dark vision. Asimars have it a little bit different. You see it a little bit different than everyone else does, but
So, Kalali does too?
no,
Oh, okay.
she's practically blind as a bat at the moment.
What about Salik?
He can see.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so
He's actually putting
Do
on.
we-
He puts on like these like glasses that are like a little bit thick, and like his eyes a little buggy
do
out,
we know
but he can see.
what like section we're going into? Like, do we
They
have
like
an
leather
idea?
straps and everything. It's very steampunk.
I ask Odeon, what is in this area? What do you know of that's in this area? Would be in this area.
We're going to be landing in one of the temple districts.
Okay, so there should be guards like on roofs or
Um,
in the
towers.
streets, towers? Okay.
On rooftops. Yeah.
Okay. I pull out my bow because I'm gonna try to
And before
shoot
they
things as
launch
I'm
you,
falling down. Can I
you
do that?
You you hear a commander. Yeah, you have a few. You probably get a few shots off. You hear the commander
My
say,
magic arrows.
before we
My
get
magic
sending you,
arrows.
before we send you, they hand you a stick. It's a wand, and they say, when you're ready for us to send the barge over.
Give it to me. My hands are gonna be busy.
Right. Well, they say when
I
you're
give it to him.
when you're ready. When you're ready, just flick it towards our direction, and we will get the signal, and we'll send
is
the
this?
barge.
It's a wand.
All it does is send a signal. Don't do anything else. Don't flick it until you're ready, because we've got lives, our best lives.
We've got this.
Off we go.
Um,
And he's about to pull it, and you
I'm
say,
gonna put on a puafwe.
Yeah.
we all
that's
put
a
on our
good
puafwe.
idea. I
Every-
was thinking that before
Yeah.
we got this far.
Yeah.
That's gonna be great, except the gray render.
But we don't have one for Salik, do we?
No,
Yeah.
he's got his own stuff up his
Whatever.
sleeve.
Okay.
He
So Ollie's
just,
got
he just
hers.
pulled out goggles that can see at night. So.
Yeah, we're good. George doesn't have
You don't know
one,
him.
and Tim doesn't have one, but that's okay because they're monsters.
Yeah.
That's true.
We don't care.
They're expendables.
But Tim loves me,
But George is the first of the blight.
It's true.
and he loves you.
And who knows how many that tree has spawned?
Right?
They were dropping left and right.
You should ask Bruce when this is over.
That's true. Bruce definitely would know. All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
What have we done?
All right. He yanks it, and you feel the whole inertia just push you back against the cart as you just flying in the air. The cold air, night air rushing against your face as you're all just
This is
flying.
amazing.
And you just see the city stretching before you as you're rising above it. You're now starting to lower. You're thinking that you're across the water, but now you're seeing lights beneath you. You are getting closer to them. Closer, closer, closer.
Perception check. What
Quick.
are the lights?
Quick.
I can't do it. Not quick.
You're looking for the lights? Okay, torches are passing
20.
it.
No. What did I roll? 14 plus 5, 19.
They're about 70 feet. They're about 70 feet below you. 60 feet.
This is why I don't
50
play
feet,
games
40
like video
feet,
games.
30
'cause, like-
feet.
I'm drawing my sword.
Wait, what's before?
You're still upon a cart that's flying towards the ground.
Oh,
Oh.
jump off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what do you?
At 40 feet, you jump out of the cart. Let's see, I have that marked.
You're making me nervous.
That's the point. You were atop a flying cart. Quick, go!
It's like,
The cart careens forward as you start slowly falling to the ground. It bashes into the side of a building and starts tumbling to the ground. Several guards running, saying,
should
"What
have
was
caught it on
that?"
fire.
Yeah.
You don't understand them, but you get the idea of what in the heck was that,
Yeah.
and go check it out. They start running over there, and you slowly float to the ground.
Wait, as I'm floating to the ground, what do I see? Like, that I can get with my arrows.
Okay, you see one guard standing on top of a tower with a torch.
Ah, I shoot him.
Okay.
And it missed. It goes to a different guy.
Okay. There was
Because I
another.
missed.
There was another one on the rooftop nearby.
Okay. I feel like Jumanji right now. Reroll again.
It was cocked. It was against the thing.
Do I roll again?
Yeah. I can't count it if it was good or bad. Legally, because it's D&D is legally binding.
22.
20?
22.
22. Oh, that's definitely not a hit. Okay, that's a hit.
Okay.
So it starts going towards the other guy and loops back around and hits one other guy that was on the rooftop.
Sweet.
Gotta love those those random returns.
Right, we're coming in to clear out this area, right?
The archers.
That's what
and
we were
the-
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
To open up.
I was like, I'm doing the right
I
thing.
mean, you
right?
don't want to go like
Okay.
guns blazing, but at the same
Right.
time,
Yeah.
if you're hitting an archer, you're on the right path.
Yeah.
I kill a civilian. It's just some guy like just
11.
up here.
11 damage.
Okay.
If they're on the roof with torches in wartime, then they deserve to be killed for their stupidity.
Well, he does die.
Good.
The arrow hits him in the neck, and he doesn't make a sound.
Okay, you said I could probably get a few shots up.
I'll give you one more shot since you guys were close to the ground.
18.
18's a hit.
So I'm gonna try to hit. I mean, I am hitting
You are
the guy
hitting.
that
Yeah, you did hit him.
hit the guy that I missed previously.
Okay.
5.
It hits him in the chest, but doesn't take him down. It takes him down, but he's so shocked it's just like knocked the air out of him. But he's still moving up there. He's not. Okay. He's not sure where the arrow came from. It came from above, and as you all land, you land in kind of some brush near the temple.
Oh yeah, because we're like invisible because we're in our cooperatives.
So I want you all to roll stealth with advantage. We'll roll for the
Oh, good,
animals.
because I just rolled a natural 1.
Okay, 15 and 12
19.
for George and
20.
the Grey Render. The Grey Render lets a little bit of a squeak, but you stop him from freaking out because he has no idea what just happened.
What
George
can he
is
do?
totally fine.
What can the Grey Render do? Just cause.
You don't know. Sick him on something. Eventually, you'll see what happens.
But I rolled a natural 20. Remember?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you're like. It has big claws and a big pounding like jaw. So I mean, imagine, go hit that thing. Go bite that thing.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. It's not like it has a sword of fire.
Does it have like
He casts witch bolt.
acid breath or?
Yeah, nothing that fancy, unfortunately.
It's just
Do you? Just kidding. No.
brute force. Okay, Tim.
All right. Let me give you two options: grab, rend, or no, I'll give you three,
Well,
or
you can
bite.
control him.
Okay. I'm just saying you can tell him to do those things, and he'll
Oh.
kind of understand.
Grab, rend, or bite.
Yes.
That's 3 options. David.
I said 2, and then I said, well, maybe I'll give you one more 3. 'cause
Grab,
biting is.
rend,
I heard you.
bite.
You said it.
You're still leaving off the camp. Just kidding.
Wingman since 14. We had no girlfriends.
It was tragic. And then when we
And
did
I
get
wonder
them,
why.
it was even more tragic.
But we had good times. Alone. Anyway, tell me more.
Tell you more
What are you,
what?
what are you saying you wanted to do?
We're hiding in bushes.
You just kind of landed
by a
in some
temple.
bushes by a temple.
Okay, what do we see around us? How many people? Where are they? Where are
Okay,
the mages? Where are
so-
the archers?
There's like a bunch of temples in here.
I'm gonna draw.
There's quite a few pyramid-type
17
temples. So you
plus
landed
6.
next to this one
5.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine this is the front, and it's facing the river.
Mhm.
You landed on this side of it. You went just over the corner.
That's the
We're
that's
on
the
the
temple.
south side of the Dorito.
Yeah.
The Doritos, a temple.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was a tower.
No, definitely not. The towers are
Because
right next to
this is a tower.
A temple.
it's a temple.
That's a temple. Oh,
That one's been taken already.
I see.
I thought that was our tower that we went through.
No.
I misinterpreted the.
Imagine
Doritos.
imagine this went to about here, and you launched you right here.
Ah, I see. Okay.
It launched you about 900 feet
Okay. I rolled a perception
Wow.
check. It's
Yeah, you're lucky.
23.
because it rolled high enough. Had to beat a 15 to get you there.
23 on the perception check to
It would have
see
been funny to land in the water.
Would've been
what's
funny.
Was one of the options.
around us. What kind of?
All right, you see
guards,
the guards that were in this
mages,
area
archers.
went running over there. So they're
To
all
the-
looking at this cart. That's just they're very confused as to where this cart came from and if it was launched, why.
How many?
There's 4 of them.
Ah, we can take them.
Yeah.
And what about up there on the?
You killed the two-
rooftops?
you killed the
That's
two
it?
that were in
Just
this
had
area.
2? Oh my gosh.
In this area, they're closer to the shoreline. You're kind of closer in, closer to the city.
Because we want. What
You're
we're-
in the city,
we're
but I
trying to
mean,
do
like,
Is we want to clear out this.
you want to
area
clear
right
out like
here.
a section in front of the
Okay.
temple so
Alright.
they can get a barge across without getting destroyed. They said
So
there
we
were
want it-
mages and
So
archers.
okay. But there's no catapults.
No, they disabled anything that was launching projectiles other than.
Okay.
I mean, there's some over here that are launching at the ships, keeping them from coming in.
Okay.
Ballista and.
Should we take out these 4 and then just continue on?
Just cutting stuff.
Just sweep the area and just take them out.
Doom, 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 doom. Copyrighted music.
Um,
I tell Tim, I say, fetch. Wait.
Fetch. He just grabs one of them and comes running back. No, I mean that's what you said.
Grab,
That's what he said.
rend. No, he doesn't know fetch. That's not one
You
of
gotta
the
teach him
choices.
one. You can, by the way, train this one and teach him
Oh.
things. I will allow it.
I
He's
tell
a
him,
baby. You can,
I tell him,
but he's gonna stick with certain things.
grab and rend. Go.
Okay. No, no. Okay,
Does it not get any pluses?
it does. I'm gonna check that out right now. Oh, good, goody. All right. Pouncing through the night. Off goes a gray render, which is this large dog-like creature charging on all 4s because you wanted to be sneaky. Runs up and grabs one of them. I mean, it hits him, but it's not. It's surprise attack, so it got advantage. Okay, that's a hit because of its advantages. All right. Let me see if I got this right. Ugh. Okay. All right, he does. It's disgusting. He just suddenly pounces on him, just rips it off, and then he's now amongst 3 other ones.
At the same
He
time,
did just beheaded one of them.
I was behind him and I'm gonna shoot another.
I'm gonna have you roll initiative since no one really technically prepared anything. You guys said you're gonna go kill them. No one said that they were drying or
Sure.
ready.
I have had my bow out the whole time.
I know, it's just technicalities. I have to be fair.
But I said that I was going to.
You are alert. You're probably gonna get first.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just gonna say that right now. 6,
This is a sneak
4.
attack.
You got first, probably. 6, 6, and a 4.
Well,
You got.
19 plus 8.
Yeah,
so-
you're totally got it. I'm sorry. It's just the way we're.
I'm sorry. I'm
you
not
gotta
gonna
go
argue anymore. Okay.
It's the rules. I have to obey them, otherwise
You just
it's
look
anarchy.
so much like Henry.
it's the rules.
All right, you're definitely first. Odiana second. You're third.
Okay. All right. I'm going to shoot.
They will
them.
be dead by then. I mean, like the likelihood
All
of
right,
them surviving
18.
the 4 of us immediately.
No.
18.
Also, there's a great render. Okay, well,
18.
he still beats them. Yeah, 18's a hit.
I just making sure.
Yes.
Sometimes you never know.
Yes, some of them.
10.
Remember, the Yanti don't armor up a ton.
Oh, so these are
'Cause
Yanti
they have
people.
lizard skin.
Yeah, it's kind of, I think
And
they're...
lizard brain.
Okay, so 10 damage to one of them.
Well, mostly the society. Not so much the Yanti, it's everybody in this area.
Okay, 10 damage to one of them.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit another one, a separate one.
Okay,
Because I'm just going to try to wound as many as I can.
that's always good.
Natural 20.
Okay, roll your damage.
Gosh,
Crit
I hope I
charge!
keep rolling those, because
You're
that's
gonna
my
kill them
second
all
one.
before anybody else gets a chance.
It happens.
Again,
Yeah.
10.
Okay, well that's 20. Roll percentage die just for kicks and giggles.
What's that one? This one?
The
Yes.
100 and then roll 10.
What? This one?
Just, yeah.
20.
Okay, 10, so 20. Even. Okay, well, this goes straight through him and causes rupturing arteries, but you killed him with a 20, definitely. He just.
So there's a blood spurt.
A lot.
If the arrow went through him,
Went through his, like, heart.
where did the arrow end
It
up?
just continued. They were kind of standing in a line looking at the cart.
So they're sending.
You can hear it making noise.
Oh, yeah, can you imagine?
Going through bushes.
Kills all
and
3.
walls
Just
and-
keeps going.
It's like a Freya move.
Gosh, that would be so great.
Took off 3 heads of goblins in one single swing. That was really fun.
Okay,
I think I rolled a natural 20 on that, and that's why Cameron let me do it.
well, the good thing about this one is that it
That was back
also
when we first started.
it
playing.
also inspires your allies within 30 feet, and they gain a d6 inspiration die during this encounter. So whatever you roll, add a d6 to it for your attack.
Nice.
So
For the attack or for the damage?
the attack roll. It's inspiring you to do better. Odeon does a classic Eldritch Blast. Good thing because he rolled a 6. So let's get that d6 going.
What's his spell attack?
Oh, he doesn't hit. It just crackles out of his hand and launches. He can't quite make it, and it just hits behind them. Wasn't terribly loud, but it didn't work.
I want to know, can I tell if you did it on purpose?
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight. He genuinely missed.
17. Okay.
It was
Okay.
it was an absolute effort. He got close, hit the wall behind them.
I just want to know.
No, it's good.
It's me, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was just a classic,
let's see.
classic miss. Collateral damage should be a thing. Right? Hey, Bruce. Welcome. And the helpful Neon Raptor one. Back to you.
Is a 15 a hit.
Is a 15 a hit? Yes. That is definitely a hit.
Hooray! The +6 helps, or the d6 helps.
Woo woo!
Good job. Good job killing that man.
Right.
Inspiring all of us to kill.
I didn't just
so
kill him, I slaughtered
am
him.
going in
By the way,
with
this is all like just like
Right.
all happening at once.
Demon Longsword.
You need to name that thing.
Right?
Don't let me name it.
Don't let her name it by all means. Please don't.
When I have time, I pick really good names.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's true.
This is just a whim.
Plus
This is good. I'm excited. I'm nervous.
16.
I'm very
I
nervous.
have a headache because I'm so.
So
You stress me out so much about that.
That's really still affecting you?
Yes.
Good. There's more to come. I'm sorry. Not to add a headache.
so 16.
16 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well,
Is that a
what are
kill?
you doing? You're running up.
I'm just
slicing
hitting with
him?
the sword.
Okay. So you come
So
running.
you hit- are you hitting the one that I hit the first time?
I don't even know. I'm just.
Are you holding this two-handed or
Yeah,
one?
2.
So you're doing a D10
Yes.
damage, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's versatile. One-handed, it's a D8.
D8.
Yeah.
I probably should do. Well, it's okay. I did do
I'm
that
just
one.
I'm just making sure like
No,
how you're
I
wielding
probably
it
should do
matters.
one-handed in the future because that's my fighting style, dueling.
Okay.
But
All right, but you came in anyway and killed him.
Yeah.
So you come running at him. How are you killing him?
clean head swipe.
So you just come running out of the darkness and
Yeah.
just take his head.
Imagine
Which
it, like,
one did you get? The one
I
I got?
imagine it like freezes, so like no blood comes out.
Oh yeah, yeah. The thing about that blade, it immediately just like cauterizes it, I guess, with frost.
Uh-huh.
It's just frostbite.
Can I use my second attack to hit? Because I get a second attack as a ranger.
Yeah.
To attack. There's another.
You
guy
already
that-
made a
Yeah,
hand
there's
attack,
one left. Yeah.
so you can do another one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a hit.
12,
Plus your bonuses.
15.
Yeah. Same.
So
Gosh, you guys immediately.
all of these.
I'm excited.
Let's see. 13.
Basically a lightsaber, but cold. Yeah, that's one way to look at it,
16,
Bruce.
19.
19. Again, what do you do this guy?
Also beheaded.
So you just come in.
I'm just gonna take everybody's heads off tonight.
So out of the
This is
darkness.
my kind of
kill
battle.
So these aren't, as you noticed, these aren't lizards. These are typical guards,
Well,
but
they
they're
work for
dead.
lizards.
Not lizard snakes, guys. We have to distinguish because we've met lizard people.
Yeah, it's true. Let's not do them a disservice. There
Yes.
is, a
And they
difference.
died.
and they
I
would be
guess.
offended. They're dead though. You killed those guys in
Lizards
this area.
and snakes are different.
We don't owe the snake people the honor of calling them what they want to be.
Okay, nobody heard you. This has all been done silent so far.
That's
I
awesome.
hope so.
All right, so now what is your next move? You
Take out the
hear
next
you
group.
hear quiet. It's all very quiet. I mean, you hear the war going about, but it's not like it close to you at all. No one's coming to inspect the cart. It was just that group. They're all very dead. Are you doing anything with the bodies, or are you just
No.
going in?
We don't have time.
I mean, like moving them. Like
no.
you like moving them? Okay.
Why?
I don't know. They would be offended. Fortunately, they are dead. Yeah, Bruce, how's it going over there?
Bruce knows.
How's the
He's
blight?
dealing with it
How's the
firsthand.
blight situation going? The dropping left and right.
Okay, so where are we? Like, are we on this side?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
right next to that
So we're
temple.
like, okay, so we just want to like make sure that this area is all cleared out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the people on the roof that I took out, they're gone.
On the
'Cause
wall.
I
The
one
one,
I
the one
didn't-
on top of the tower is still alive.
Okay, I'm gonna climb up the tower. How tall is the tower?
It's like 60 feet.
Well, I'm gonna climb up the tower. I can do that.
All right, so you're not in initiative technically with him. He's confused about what's happening. He's just like, ah! He's up there and
Oh,
he's
you shot him, but he's not dead.
yeah, he's not
Mhm.
dead, but he's hiding because an arrow came out of nowhere. He has no idea where it came from.
Okay, I'm gonna sneakily climb up the tower.
Roll advantage on your sneak because you're still wearing your poifoy.
Natural
Not that you need it. You are like darkness itself.
I hope that I do it when it like really counts.
Okay, so
Thank you, red dice.
you make your way up. How are you coming up the ladder? Do you come up to the ladder and then go around the side? What are you doing?
I'm just climbing up
Okay, so it's a stone structure.
wherever I can.
Okay, and it's flat on top, but
where
it
he
has a little
least
bit.
expect it, so not on the ladder.
Okay, so you come up the ladder and then kind of make your way around the side,
Yeah.
perfectly quiet. And he's looking the other way, kind of looking around. He didn't hear, but he knew a cart landed. But he's just like, and an arrow hit him, so he's thinking somewhere towards where you guys were. But you're on the opposite side.
Okay, I'm on the opposite side of
You're
him.
behind him.
Oh.
You're on the opposite side of where he's looking.
Okay, so
It was good you
I
didn't
get
go straight
over
up the ladder.
and
Because he's looking in that direction.
I'm just gonna
He's holding an arrow.
push him
That's,
over.
okay, so
I hope he
roll
doesn't
roll
scream.
advantage on strength because you're pushing him off. It's just a
Oh, you're
shove.
right.
Well, you wouldn't have heard me say that.
No, but that's a good point though.
What would have you done?
Initially I was gonna stab him and pull him down after he died, but I didn't know I was coming up behind him. So then I was like,
Okay, push him. Push him.
push him. I'm so strong, guys.
Okay. And you roll advantage, so roll again.
Well, she's got a strength bonus too.
She
Yeah,
definitely
I'm looking where it is. I don't know where it is. What am I
It's at the
looking
top.
at?
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah, you got him.
20.
He's just bottoms out. He's just a random
I'm like
guy.
looking right here. I'm like, I don't
Okay,
know.
so
I have no skills.
He tries to catch himself because someone suddenly pushes him. He's semi-prepared and just he falls. So it's 60 feet up. So that every 20 feet is 10. So 3. he dies. Just
Did he scream on the way down?
a little bit, yeah. It wasn't. It was more of a surprise, like ah, and then just
Okay.
crunch. It was quick.
Okay, I'm gonna inspect the tower.
Okay, you
I
find.
like this is by like.
So you
looking
find
around,
you find
climbing
a
up.
you find like a,
I'm like
a
a little
thing.
creature.
You have a thing full of arrows, and there is a chest. Inside the chest, there is a healing potion.
Oh, awesome.
Just a
Is it in my
small
pocket?
one, but it's. a
Oh, I
healing
probably
potion.
should give them the rest of those. Give everyone a potion.
You see that there's an empty one that's right next to there, so he'd already downed one, but it didn't
Oh.
finish the job helping him.
And that's okay. That's arrows, and I don't need the arrows.
I mean, he was doing a strength save because he was prepared.
Mhm.
He was expecting something, he just didn't know what. So I gave him a chance. It didn't work.
but- okay,
That's just the way I saw it.
and that's it.
Yes,
Nothing else.
he's dead, and there's nothing else up there.
Okay, I
I mean,
climb
there's
down.
a thing of arrows, but that
I
doesn't
don't need
matter
it.
anymore to you.
So I climb down, and I give the healing potion to Weirin, and
Thank you.
I'm gonna keep the other ones for now.
Thank you.
You're keeping all of them to yourself.
Not to myself. I'm just keeping
You're
them
storing
for
them.
now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Secret.
Yeah.
All right. So as you've cleared this little front little area. I mean, it's not like gonna save the day, but it's a good step. But you want to start moving towards the shore. Is that what I understand? You said you wanted to clear that area.
Let's keep clearing problematic areas. Probably the mages are the worst, right? Let's look
Yeah.
for a mage.
Yeah, let's do that.
Start clearing them out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you start heading down the street closest to Brace's calves. Now he was holding on to there's like little stone. Anyway, the important thing is he's dead.
And
Alright.
he didn't make a sound. Well, a lot
Not
of
enough.
sound.
Ooh, okay. Some civilians heard it
Why are there still civilians there?
because it's the city.
No, they left. I
No,
thought people
that
were
section,
leaving.
the south
Oh,
side.
That's right.
There's a giant river.
Well, they're stupid. Sorry, there's lots of stupid people here.
Assuming.
That's D&D.
That's
Anyway,
why.
You see a couple NPCs, just random civilians, looking out at you as you're passing by because they heard the muffled scream of someone falling and then a loud crack of bone and metal. And they don't do anything. They just kind of look out at you and then they shut the cupboard. No, not cupboards.
Shutters.
They live in cupboards. Also something you should know about them.
That's why they're not doing anything, because they don't want to live in the cupboards anymore.
That's right.
Never take my cupboards. Not no way, no how.
Stupid civilians equals most civilians. True. Vox Populi, I barely even read. So, all right. Okay, so you walk down the street, a couple civilians in their cupboards are hanging out. Most of them are in houses. There's a couple in cupboards. They're weird. Don't ignore those
There's
guys.
some halflings here, right? I thought I saw a halfling.
Those were gnomes.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. No, they were in normal houses. Shutters. They closed their shutters, David. Anyway, but they don't bother you. You walk down the street for a little bit and you can see a problem. There's a small. It's not so much a wall, but it's like a wooden palisade being set up with spikes. They're preparing for like a beach assault. They're getting, they're like digging and putting in spikes just like all the way
Currently?
around. Yeah.
And how many people?
You see about 10.
Let's just burn it.
Setting up palisades.
Ish.
So are there several of these?
What do you mean?
Like they're setting up several.
Oh, there's lots. They're setting
Yeah.
up this whole square area.
So it's like a.
So you've
so it's
basically
like
reached.
a wall with like spikes coming out of it like that. What is
Yes.
up? What
So-
does it look like?
So imagine, if you
You
will.
can just probably show me a picture, like look it up.
No, I'd rather show you like this. All right. So imagine this is like a spike, right? The ground. They have a bunch of these lining down like this. So imagine that's a wall. Okay, but they also have spikes coming out like this. So once they get to shore, it's more of a rough terrain for them to travel on. Also, it's semi-dangerous. So if the soldiers,
Semi.
yeah, I mean
So did they set up like a wall of these?
yeah, they're setting up a wall. So if a bunch of soldiers come running this
Those
direction,
are big soldiers.
I know. Well,
Those are small walls.
They're spikes. So they come running into them. It's not like it's going to kill them, but it can happen. If they're not paying attention, they trip. It slows them down while they can shoot them with arrows. It's just it's a war tactic. It's a makeshift wall while they rain down death.
And there's 10 people building this right now.
In this area, yes.
Do we see any like mages around?
Roll perception.
You too.
Okay.
I think everyone would be looking at this point,
Because I did not
except
do well
except
on
the
that
Great
one.
Render
8.
and George.
15.
George spotted one at natural 20. I'm just kidding. Now he rolled a 15. Doesn't much matter. He does spot people, but it's more like he's just waiting for the go. You know. The Grey Render has like blood on him. He's less of a Grey Render, more of a gray and red render. They haven't spotted you. With that though, you do see there is a overseer, I guess. He's wearing a mask. He's got these like blackish robes, different symbols on them. You can guess he's probably one of the mages that they've talked about. Nothing conclusive, but he's not carrying any swords on him.
How far away are they right now?
The mage is closest to you. He's got his arms crossed and he's watching.
And he's behind the palisades.
He's closer to you. The palisades they're building are facing outward. You're on the other side.
Oh, so we're behind. The
You're behind them,
palisades.
so you're fine. You don't have to like run through this to get to them. They're pointing outwards.
So you just kill this mage.
Yeah.
Stab him in the back.
Seems easy.
It does.
Too easy.
Hmm.
Weird one to be thinking that.
No, Weirin wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm going to sneak up on this guy and kill him.
Okay, roll stealth, and yes, it won't kill you. Nice.
We're having a great
Right?
time.
Right?
Bruce said it very well. He said it's more of a it won't kill you, but it will get you killed kind of wall. It's like you can't run into it type of thing. Yeah, you
Sneaky.
you are sneaking up to him when you notice that around him there's a sort of field, like very hard to see. It comes in little bursts. And you manage to make it past one of the bursts, and you're inside of this little field.
Some sort of detection spell.
Something. With your natural 20, something gifted you sight. I would say Azrael
Yeah.
probably gave you. You are in tune with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably like, there's a little bit of something there.
He flicked it.
Good thing.
Flicked the shield.
Good thing you
or
rolled a
whatever it is.
natural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a
I
good thing that you
slipped
rolled a natural 20.
inside.
Turns
Good thing
around
you're
and
doing
burns
this
you
because I
alive.
was just gonna shoot him. So,
And he would have been fine.
All right.
that would have been.
Attack.
A lot of 20s. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're doing pretty. Are you serious?
Did you do another natural
No,
20?
but a 19.
Yeah.
That's
I was like-
that's a hit.
That's
Yeah, boy.
awesome.
Just keep doing this, guys.
Using my planar energy, frost sword.
Gosh, I know. I love all the stuff you get later on in campaigns.
Right. So
So I hope your character survives so we can play with them
19.
later. That's a lot of damage. Okay.
Is it a death blow?
It's not
I have a second attack.
Okay, it's not a death blow, but describe to me how you're hitting him though. Like, are you hitting him? Are you stabbing? What's going on?
Well, I
She's going like
imagine because I'm like inside this thing or whatever, I probably had the longsword down and I'm like doing like a long slash up.
Gotcha. Very
Um,
Kensei. All right. You strike him in the back, and it rends most of his cloak, and you can just see it cut into his flesh, and it just like freezes his whole like back section as he stumbles forward. The field dissipating as he's falling. He lets out a bit of a moan from the
scream.
a little bit. Not that as I'm falling sort of feel. It was the death blow maybe.
Now I notice it in everything since you pointed
Isn't
it
it the
out.
worst? It's everywhere.
And the best is when you're watching something that has like you're watching subtitles with it, and it says distant Wilhelm scream.
Mhm.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a thing.
Mhm.
I thought you just
All right.
died. It was
all,
so funny.
all of those effects, they have like specific names, and some people are like, oh yeah, that was a blah blah blah. Like they know specific sounds.
Well, it's like you
because
always
they're
hear the
used in
same
every
baby
movie.
cry, the same
Yeah.
dog bark.
Mhm.
Most of the laugh tracks you
Specifics.
hear were done in like the 50s.
Yeah. Mhm.
Anyway, neither here nor there. Roll initiative
Oh,
because he's not
all
dead.
of us or just him?
I mean, if you're all fighting,
If everybody else is joining in, I guess.
No, we're gonna let you do this by yourself.
good.
I'm willing.
Good luck, Win.
I'm willing.
see ya.
17 plus 8.
Nice. Well, they are not rolling well. Okay,
What about Tim and George?
Tim and George. Okay, George. He's very tree-like right now.
He's just like standing
It's just
there,
like, this is nice. I'm a tree. George, however, rolled a 16.
You mean
and
Tim?
Tim rolled a 16 and he's ready to kill. All right.
Yes. I feel like
He's a little bit bloodthirsty already. He's going to be a good pet for you. All right.
yeah,
Who
guys,
got the highest?
I have bloodlust.
I was at 14.
14.
Yeah.
Oh, 17 plus 8.
You're all right. Well, alert gives you a plus 8.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, it's not
Yeah.
plus 8. It's plus her
It was
already.
Plus
Right.
5.
High.
And so I had a 3 already. So
Right.
She's basically
That's
always first, which is good because
Crazy.
kill. Go on.
Oh.
So you see 3 soldiers drop their shovels and start moving towards you guys.
And they have weapons?
They pull out weapons.
They have weapons with them while I with the shovels.
They are unarmored, but they have weapons. The other ones are running away. You don't know if they're going to someone, but they're running.
How many are running?
Well, there was 10 total.
So 7?
So 6 actually, because 3 are fighting you and 1's a mage. So
Oh. I'm going to
the mage was doing like a classic construction job, overseeing where he was just kind of like not working.
the mage because I feel like he's gonna be the worst
You know,
problem. And I
our roads around town.
say swift death to those who wronged me, and he's now my
Mortal enemy.
just for right now because he's not gonna live for very long.
I love the oath bow. It's like pick a target, kill that thing.
19.
That's a hit.
Where is it? Oh, 11.
I don't know why you went "Ugh," because that was a big roll.
No, I couldn't find.
That was as high as you can roll
I
on
went
a bow.
"Ugh,"
Okay.
because I couldn't find
Oh.
my dice.
I
That's
was
what it
like,
was. No,
that's as high as
no,
you can roll. I don't know if you
no,
were
I'm
expecting-
very happy.
Like, dang it, I rolled the highest number.
11. So that's just the first one. Then. $21.
21. Okay. The arrow goes straight into him and out the front.
Is he dead?
No.
Okay, I shoot him again.
Okay.
I have 2 attacks.
Fill him with arrows. Gosh, that's a
Alright.
hit.
This one.
Mind you, he hasn't put any mage armor or anything on. He just immediately got.
9.
Yeah. No.
This is like a surprise round. If you guys can do surprise rounds on everything, you might be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how many things you are
17.
near. All right, 17. The other arrow goes straight into his chest as he's turning around. Goes out the back. He's still up. He doesn't look good though.
Alright, I'm gonna leave it. Someone else got it.
It's the Great Render's turn.
Real turn.
I tell him to go and just cause all sorts of havoc with those ones that are running away.
The one's running away?
Yeah.
Okay. He does that. He catches up to them and takes one down. Assuming he doesn't roll like a 1. Okay, no, he
I
takes-
thought he rolled a one, but it's
No,
a
that's a 7
I was
plus
like,
his
oh.
strength. Okay, so he runs and just takes one down immediately.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
it is now Weirin's turn.
My turn. Joy, I'm going to keep striking him.
Bruce says, seems like a frost sword is less useful. It would numb the pain inflicted by the sword. Have you ever been hit by anything that's like cold, or if you're like,
frostbite sucks.
yeah, if you're like deep cold, it hurts deep. Like it's hard to recover. It slows you, is what the sword does.
Yeah. Is let's see, no. I add proficiency, but what else do I add for an attack bonus?
It's your
I
proficiency
see my
plus
scimitar
strength.
is a plus 6, so okay. So,
if it was
okay.
finesse or light, it would
It
be
would
your
be, it would
dexterity.
be the 6. I see. Okay. So does a 12 hit?
A 12 does.
12 hits. Hooray!
I played hockey. When you fall, it's good because the ice is right there. Yeah, otherwise you'd fall through the earth. It's crazy.
See, 14.
Gravity does suck, though. We can all say that.
No, because then if you're injured, you put ice on, and that helps.
But yeah,
But no, because then when you
I imagine when
used
you're
to ice
struck
skate,
by a
and
magical
when you
weapon.
got hit by when you fall, because that happened to me a lot. Scraping up on the ice was not very fun.
Yeah.
and it
I'm
was
talking about
painful.
like when you get hit with something that's magical. Let's talk mechanics. If you get hit by like a frost weapon of any sort, I imagine it does the worst possible outcome of that effect. Like it's
Right.
not like a numbing or like a because when you get cold, when you're dying of frostbite, you feel warm and you
Right.
just fall asleep.
Right.
It's not that; it's the painful side of it.
Yeah.
It's more of a shock, I imagine.
Yeah.
It is adding to the pain, like you are physically dying if that were to be the
Yeah.
full damage.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I see it. That may be wrong, but
Whatever.
yeah. All right. Anyway, it hurts him frostwise. So
Yeah.
tell me what you did to him.
28.
That's a death blow. Okay. How are you killing
Cool.
him?
Let's see. I'm using planar energy here, so
It's kind of force damage
yeah.
too. Ooh.
Yeah. So I don't know if that would like
Fuck.
freeze and shatter him.
A little bit. A little bit.
Cause some
Hopeful-
chunks to go flying.
So
Hopefully
frozen
it's
chunks to go.
frozen.
so
like,
you
not
brought
too
the
much,
sword.
'cause then you're
You
like,
brought the sword up, right?
The first
And
time.
so the next one would be down.
Yeah.
So I mean, I imagine you cleave here, it kind of opens and just pushes him backwards.
Mhm.
It's
Makes
disgusting.
him like hit the ground hard. Just like,
Yeah. Oh, it like is a thud and bounce type thing.
Yeah.
A little bit of the head hitting. Yeah. Anyway, he's dead. The other three people are
Some
running
ragdoll.
towards you, and it is their turn, and they're taking swings.
Cool.
10 plus 1,
Nope.
9 plus 1,
Nope.
3 plus 1.
Nope.
So this is what happens. They come running at you, unprepared. They see you just hit him and just launch him against the ground. And this is like a mage, so they're immediately a little bit put off. So the first one comes in close to hitting you, and you deflect it. The next one comes in, you smack his sword away, and then the third one comes, and you just go like this, and he just stops for a second, and then it's not his turn anymore. He's like, ah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like my dreams when
Odion's
there's, like, a
turn.
fight. It's always like, no, I got you.
That's not the rule.
Like, there's never really any weapons, and there's never really like any magic or anything. It's just like, I say, no, I have this. I got you. You're dead. Like, it's so funny.
It's like tag
Finger
you, right?
guns. And,
No, I tagged you.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's seriously how
Yeah.
my dreams are.
I shot first.
So Odion comes around your side as you're fighting these guys, and almost invisible to them because Puafui comes striking in. You can't tell that he did this, but he cursed the one that he's swinging at. And so he rolled a 19, which is a crit on the hexed person. And so he also adds his crit modifier. He already hit him, so it doesn't matter. D8. Ooh. Okay. So it doesn't kill him, but he just comes in and slices him twice across the chest and arms, sending him stumbling back a little bit. It is now
Kalali.
Kalali's turn. That's actually
And
right.
there's also
And then-
Sleek
And George.
Oh, Sleek. I actually didn't roll initiative for him. Thank you for reminding me.
and George.
Oh, he's next. Not even George. It's just immediately Sleek's turn. He steps in out of nowhere. I was here the whole time. Eldritch Blast. All right. He hits the... wait.
Sorry,
roll
you have
attack
a
roll.
lot of people you're controlling right now.
I do?
Should I take over Tim
Yes.
and he can take over George?
Yes, thank you. That
Okay.
one.
Do that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Because I'm like,
Friendship.
it's like you're playing the whole game by yourself here.
You're just like, that's cool.
Well, it happens when there's lots of people.
Yeah.
Trust me, you'll get into that very
Right,
soon.
right,
All right. I didn't even roll attack roll. He hits him. But okay, so I was like, he just does it. just kill
It
him.
just happened.
All right, but he
His
does.
initiative was good.
It was the same one that Odion went slashing, and then he just comes in, just sends it to his chest, launching him back. and just see this necrotic energy go into him, and he just falls dead. Very much a Vada Kedavra type thing. Cadavra?
Yes.
Cadab? Avada?
You're thinking abracadabra.
But is it Avada Kedavra?
No.
Davra.
Davra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raw.
I don't want to upset everyone. I don't want to say Harry Potter fans, I just mean everyone. Even if you're not a fan, everyone's like, what? How do you say that wrong?
He's a Harry Potter fan, guys.
I'm becoming one. So, the next
It
thing
was
that
a make or
happens-
break thing, let me tell you. Okay, quick sidebar. Our first date, blind date, didn't even know him for like 20 minutes. We're heading down to the restaurant and we're talking about it. He says something about Harry Potter and I'm thinking, oh, he likes Harry Potter, that's so great. He said, yeah, I'm not a really big fan of Harry Potter. And I'm like, okay, this will never work. And he said,
It's a good
but
thing
I've
I was-
only really seen the movies. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's hope.
It's a good thing I was very handsome.
Yeah, and it was only the movies because you can't judge it off of the movies.
Right.
You can. It's just not very smart.
And you had read 2 of the books.
True.
So.
I'm a big fan now. I like it a lot.
But it would have been a deal breaker.
Yeah.
We would not have had a second date.
George? Not George. Tim.
George.
Tim
and
already went.
Tim went.
Or- no,
Yeah, Tim already went. He went after me.
George.
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 What does George do?
He's gonna lumber in just like.
Okay.
Just like
And there's also Kalali.
a force, and he
I'm gonna write
does
this
nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't do much. He kind of just shows up.
He's like, I'm a tree.
He's just walking in. He's
He's like, hello everyone, I'm a tree.
What are we doing?
Imagine if he could speak, he'd be like a fancy gentleman. Hello everyone, I'm a tree. Alright, he does
He's
nothing.
George.
And
He
that's
has a
what he
British
would say.
accent in my mind.
He has a negative on almost every stat.
Wow.
I mean,
He is a tree.
dexterity, intelligence, charisma, wisdom, he equals out.
Okay.
Constitution and strength, though. Alright, he doesn't do
Woo!
anything.
Nice
Um,
George.
Kalali. Alright. Yeah, she does. Nothing. Well, I mean, she does. I mean, she sticks him with it. She throws a javelin, and it hits. Yeah, it's like it wings him. It hurts, but it's not
Okay,
like
so how many are left coming towards us?
2. Well, I mean, they're fighting 2, and it's your turn.
Okay, and how many are with Tim?
They're
5.
oh yeah, there's
Because
5
I sent
left.
Tim out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna follow Tim.
3
Okay,
came
so-
to fight me, and then 5 went,
hmm
and so Odeon killed 1.
Well, yeah, Odeon and
Or
Salik killed
Odeon
1.
and Salik. So there's 2 with us. There's 5.
And
with
then
Tim.
and he killed Tim killed 1.
4
So
with Tim.
Okay.
so there's 5 left because there's
So
6
you
that
can
are running
see
away.
them. They're heading
Okay.
down a road. They're like running down a hill towards
Okay,
the water
I'm gonna
area.
shoot 2 of them.
Okay.
18.
It's a
Yeah.
hit. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. They're not wearing armor, so
13.
it's a hit.
Where is it?
Yeah, these were
It's
just
the
working, took off your armor to work type guys.
Mhm.
Didn't know there was going to be people coming from behind. They thought they'd
Okay,
have a
the
few
first
minutes.
one is 6. The second one is 9.
You actually dropped both of them.
Good. Okay.
So two of them just fall down, and the Grey Render looks at him for a second, and then just continues. It's like, what? Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's a little unfamiliar, but
So there's 3 left that are running.
yes.
Okay, Tim.
Go, Tim.
I roll attack.
Mhm.
I don't know what that means.
It's not enough.
Oh,
So
he got distracted. He's
he
eating the one that he killed.
he started eating one. Yeah, he just flat out just like
No,
the one that
Tim!
was the,
He's not responding to his name.
so one of them.
Maybe that's not his name.
So one you killed, to specify, one you did kill, the other one you just knocked down
Okay.
because of the speed he was running. I just imagine an arrow going into your back when you're running doesn't exactly make
And
you.
is the road kind of?
He's dead now because
Oh, Tim. ate
Tim
him.
decided to finish him off.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, good job, Tim. Woo.
Yay, good
That's
old Tim.
something.
All right, it is now
That
Odeon's
was a really
turn,
bad
wasn't it?
game.
I don't
That's a
know.
really bad
I,
one.
I
Yeah.
need to find a better name.
All right,
for
so
it. Greg.
Tim works.
Just kidding.
okay, so Odeon then kills the next one. 6 and a 7. That was enough. we're doing mob rules. If you don't know what that is, it's that if there's tons and tons of enemies,
Yeah.
their HP is lower. They still hit just as hard. In this case, this guy's dead. There's one guy left. This guy immediately starts. He throws his sword to the ground. He sees this is not a fight that he can win, and then gives up.
I'm not there, but we take no prisoners.
How far away are the people that are running?
She says,
Leaving no survivors.
"Huh?
I'm running.
How far are we? What?
How far away are the
Those
people that are
survivors.
running?
About 120 feet from you.
Jeez.
They're running. They're booking it.
120 feet.
She's about 60
So
feet away. You can see her.
I am going to. Let's see.
Maybe a little less than.
I'm gonna
100,
dash and run and shoot them with my crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we'll shoot one of them.
I mean, dash. Yeah, you make your way there. Okay.
yeah.
To your furthest
Because
distance.
that gives me 60 feet of movement, right?
Yeah, with a
Right.
dash though, it is your full action.
So you don't have 2 actions?
Meaning,
Oh.
if you're going to do a dash, you forfeit like a attack action. Like you
Oh.
could go your 30 feet, that's your full distance, and then
I
you can
see what you're
attack.
saying.
But if you go
I see what
60
you're
feet,
saying.
that's giving up your movement
If
for that
you're
round.
Too far away.
I mean, if you dash, you still could catch up if they weren't dashing, which they are.
yeah.
Unless they're like halflings or gnomes, which case they have like a 25, 20
And they're
movement.
not.
These are
Mhm.
not. You suddenly just like can fly. You just. Oh wait, no, that's your
Let's see.
brother.
With
He can't fly.
Way to bring it up.
I know, right? What a terrible thing to do. Your dead brother. You remember him?
You're awful.
Pretty much. Unintentionally terrible. I should have a name tag.
remember him.
You remember him? He can fly? Oh, you can't, because you're just a dirty fallen Essenor.
Mm,
Your brother was
Okay.
better than you.
I'm like
like just
channeling
being-
Ammonius.
Yeah.
ooh. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to run 30 feet, and I am going to use my ring of telekinesis and pick up one of the dead bodies and throw it.
It
at
has to
one of
be
the
an
guys
inanimate
running.
object, and this one's dead. so,
And the ring's got a reach of 120 feet.
so roll your
So-
perception to throw it is how
Okay.
we were doing it. So let's see how well. Are you kidding me? Another natural 20?
Yep.
This is insane.
And the
I love
ring
this.
is 3d8. according
Okay,
to what
this is gonna be
what was
weird on the
written
crit
here.
chart. Okay, roll the crit.
This is amazing.
So-
This is beautiful.
2.
It's a catapult spell,
3,
essentially,
9.
but it's a ring of telekinesis can lift I think it was 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so this is different.
100.
Ooh,
Is
snap.
that decapitation?
It is decapitation.
With a body.
I threw it really hard.
I'm not even gonna say how it happened. You pinned him to a wall with a body, and it just full. It hit him like right here. So just
That thing
Gross.
was a rocket.
That is insane.
this guy was turned around a
The other
corner.
body probably just pasted on the wall.
I shouldn't laugh at this too good. Gosh, that's disgusting. But yeah, you did. You got him. Everyone's toast, and the other guy just.
So there's one more,
Yeah,
There's
there's
one
one more.
and then there's that one that's at the beach. Still.
The one that gave up.
Oh,
Yeah.
the one that gave up. Yeah.
He's still an enemy.
All right, Salik runs forward. He can't do anything. He tries to think of an attack. He doesn't. And Kalali trips when she's trying to run, and she can't. And I mean, he's getting
Those dice are not rolling well.
no, not at all. No, and then no one's doing anything.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, I
What about
shoot him.
George?
Let me see this guy. Does he do well? Oh yeah, he's still booking it. He's doing fine.
19.
Okay, it's a
That's
hit.
it.
It is the body smashing.
7, 8, 9.
One of the best deaths of this
10
campaign.
damage.
Yeah, okay. Roll one more. He's not quite down.
13.
It makes him stumble. That's
11.
a hit as well. Yeah, that's a
So
hit.
22.
So
21.
2 arrows, just one after the other. Both arrows peg into him. And that's it. But No one hears you.
I was gonna say that. And did anyone hear us?
No one heard you. But you've now made it to the beach.
Oh.
Yes. So the section is clear. It's not a wide section, but it's to this point.
Enough to get people
There's enough to get a window of opportunity.
Is there anything? Okay, now that we're at the beach, do we see any guards, any mages, any?
You see about, I want to say, I mean, there's houses, or like large houses that are blocking. It's like by block. The next block over is about like 6 house lengths, and they're like barring each street. You know, like they're getting things all set up.
But they haven't been in this section yet.
But they haven't been in this section yet.
Okay.
They're just setting up
Probably
this section.
good for us to signal them now, and then we just continue on and clear out as they come over, or we can help them get across.
We don't need to help them do that.
Well, I'm saying like if we notice that mages or archers are coming, we
Oh.
can keep that clear until they're
Yeah.
at here.
No, Dan says, if you think they can do this and we can hold this area, then let's by all means start doing this now.
Okay.
Maybe
I
we
mean,
should have given them a rune
Pull out
stone rather than
pull
the,
out the wand and
the
Okay, you
signal.
you send the
Click it.
signal. You don't see anything, but you feel like this like small like vibration of the.
Oh, so there's not an actual light. I'm like imagining like a firework.
fireworks.
Oh no.
I
It's
was like, that's
okay.
so stupid. We should have given them a rune stone. I was just telling.
Oh no! It like they feel like a little tug or something
Oh,
on it,
okay.
and you feel the same thing back, almost like a we gotcha. You don't know how long it's gonna take.
Kinda
It is
forward, buddy.
it is a river that's headed downward, so
Mhm.
it won't take them as long as if they were trying to go the opposite direction. So all they have to do is float it
Mhm.
towards you. So, but yeah, this is the end of this episode. You see the people, you know, like glimmering glint of armor after a few minutes, and no one comes. And what happens next, you'll find out. There's not enough.
Next time.
Next time on The Defenders of the Lost. Yeah, that's the official name, by the way, if you didn't know that. But they're all named that except for the last like 6 episodes, which I have not managed to paste it on. So we just have faces of us going like this, and you know, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Peace.
But thank you so much for watching. This is we're taking the city, and it's going well. It is going surprisingly well. Thank you,
Let's
Bruce.
hope
Thank
that
you.
We continue our
Dark
natural
Assassin.
20 streak next time.
Yeah, gosh, I hope we do. Yeah, we're about there. It's crazy. We are having a good time, and we will be doing our next campaign. He's preparing it right now, and we're going to start recording either this next week, probably this week to come, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. We got to figure out a day. We're going to do our Halloween episodes. And it's special, and it's going to be all edited and fancy, so hope you all enjoy that, and that's it. So we'll see you next time. May your rolls always be natural ones, just not natural ones, and that's what I say every time. Goodbye!